Hello and welcome to Season 6, Episode 5 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and we've got a live comm and stuff. It's only going to be one today, and this is why. This is the fourth significant crash I've had in this save now. It's getting ridiculous. We're now on F5. What it means is the two games you watched on yesterday's episode no longer exist on Earth 5. They were exclusive to Earth 4. The game crashed before I managed to save it after recording that episode. So what that means is, it means a couple of things. Firstly, I'm only doing one game in today's episode because I've had to replay a whole load of stuff and I wouldn't get the episode out otherwise. Busy. So I've replayed the two games from yesterday. So these are the real results. Forget what you watched yesterday. That was just a dream. So we lost 1-0 at home to QPR. So not as bad as the game we actually played. They still cheated by having Delafeu and Barini and various other decent players in their side. I kind of cheated as well because I went counter-attacking rather than control like I did in the one you watched. It worked a little bit better, but we still lost, so who cares? Jonas Knudsen got injured on F5. He was alright on F4, so that was a difference as well. And Conor Horan decided he didn't want to sign for us on F5. He'd already signed on F4, but no, not interested on F5, so we haven't got him. So all that stuff I said about why we brought him in and how excited I was, none of that's valid anymore. He's decided to stay as a free agent because obviously that's better than earning £6,000 a week at Ipswich for 7 months. And then we went away to Hull and we drew 1-1. We only just drew 1-1 as well. It was a 90th minute Ricky van Wolfswinkel equaliser. And I don't know, Earth 5 doesn't seem to be treating us as well as Earth 4 did. The board are still delighted with my leadership qualities. I'm still untouchable, and they're still very happy with our league position. But the actual league form throughout December has not been great. We drew 1-1 at home to West Brom. But again, it was a late equaliser, an Andre Dizelle penalty in the 79th minute equalising to bring us back into the game. But we didn't look as good as we have been. Ambrose is struggling a little bit at the moment. We went away to Reading. That was 0-0. As you can see, Ambrose 5.9. And this is starting a bit of a trend of taking him off just because he's not doing anything. I don't know, perhaps he needs a bit of a rest. We played Fulham at home, and Dominic Ball decided to score another couple of goals. He's ridiculous from set pieces. I think one was from a corner, one was from a free kick. It's very handy having him in the side when he can do that. And then we went away to top of the table, Sheffield United. Ambrose actually scored after 12 seconds. Then Sheffield United equalised. We got another goal through Tommy Orr. Went there 2-1. That was a useful result, definitely. But then we followed it up by drawing 0-0 at home to Leeds. But then we went away to Forest and beat them 1-0. So we're not scoring a lot of goals anymore. It's not as exciting as it was. Michael Hector is tired, so we're sending him off on a little holiday for a week. I'm playing a game earlier than I thought I would, because next week, which is when I plan to play, we've got Leeds in the FA Cup third round, and we've just played them. So that doesn't seem as interesting as the Cardiff game today, because they're just 2 places below us in the league. So that seemed like a more interesting game. So the transfer window isn't quite open yet, so you're not going to find out who the goalkeeper we're going for is. But to be honest, the board haven't given me any money yet, so I might not be signing a goalkeeper anyway. I've tied a couple of players down to longer contracts. Jonas Knudsen, Andre Dizelle. There was someone else as well. Haven't been able to get Ambrose onto a longer deal yet, but I'm working on it. So I'm not really sure who I could sell or who I'd want to sell at this stage. So we might just make do as we are. So this is the team that we're playing against Cardiff. We're at home, so we're playing the control version of our tactic, although it doesn't seem to be making a lot of difference at the moment. We're not scoring goals either way. So in goal, we've got Bartosz Białkowski, because he's about the only keeper we've got. We signed this lad in the summer, who, I don't know, this is why I'm starting to lean towards maybe not replacing Białkowski just yet, because I think Rodek, I don't know how you'd say that, he might develop into a half-decent goalkeeper and might start challenging for a place next season. I'd always like to do it from within rather than going out and spending £3-4 million on a goalkeeper like all the good ones seem to cost. So he's part of the reason why I'm a little bit reluctant. The back four, because Hector's on holiday, Enyema comes in to play alongside Dominic Ball. They're both left-footed, which isn't ideal, so Ball is going to play on his weak foot. And then we've got Tavernier and Knudsen as the fullbacks. If they're fit, they play those two. It's as simple as that. Cole Scouse is still in the side as the defensive midfielder at the moment, although he needs to be aware of the fact that Christensen is nearly fit again. And when he is, my plan is probably to drop Scouse and then put Hughes in the deep line playmaker role and bring Christensen back in. Not sure whether I'll play him as the box-to-box midfielder or the advanced playmaker, because Dozel's itching to get over and play as the advanced playmaker, but I'll figure that out when the time comes. And then up front, Thierry Ambrose, and then Tommy Orr and Jan-Erik Delanley on the wings. Keziah Sterling is fit again. I think he was injured last episode, but hasn't really recaptured any of his previous form at the moment, so he's making substitute appearances here and there, but not really doing anything special. In fact, there you go, Christensen is back on the bench. I wondered why I couldn't see him hovering around in there. I must have put him on the bench before I turned the computer off last night. So he is now very much going to be challenging for space back in the side. He's not match fit, but he's definitely available, which means Cole Scouse's days are numbered, probably. So, let's get into this game. I would like to think, because we're playing against another promotion-chasing team, this is going to be a return to form. We played really well against Sheffield United a couple of games ago, and it seems to be we're playing well against the better teams, which is partly why I wanted to show you this game rather than the Leeds games. We've already had a boring 0-0 against them 1-2 games ago, and I'm hoping this might be a little bit more interesting, but we'll probably lose now, or it'll be a boring 0-0. But fingers crossed, we'll get to have a look at Christensen again in the second half and see if he can add a little bit of creative flair to the side, which is what he was brought in to do in the first place. Quite frankly, he was my big hope for the season, so the fact that we're doing so well when he's been injured for most of it bodes well for the second half of the season as far as I'm concerned. Why aren't we winning the ball back here? This is a bit of a worry. God, that was a very good save from Bielkowski. He's unfortunate that that's gone in there. I mean, they've had 2 clear-cut chances as part of that move, and that first save, when the cross came over from the left, and Bielkowski makes it all the way this cross here. So he's this side of his goal, and he makes it all the way across to make a superb save. And to be fair to him, he could expect, I don't know, who's the left back there? Would that be Knudsen, or was that Enyema maybe? He would expect the lad to make a clearance there, so he's unlucky to have conceded that goal. And he is playing really well. He might not be the best goalkeeper in the world, but he's capable of some really good saves like that one. Right, we're not showing any signs of getting back into this game. I know we're only 25 minutes in, but we've not had a shot on target yet. We're not doing well for possession. We've lost the magic, and I don't really know why, because it's the same players, and I think it's part of the problem that we had before, where they're all getting a little bit tired. I am trying to rotate, but there's only so much rotation you can do when you don't really have alternatives. For example, Thierry Ambrose, he is starting every game. I'm not rotating him at all, but I haven't really got another option. No one else is scoring goals as a complete forward, and Ambrose still just does score every now and again. So, same with someone like Andre Dozel. He's not getting a rest at any point because we don't have another box-to-box midfielder. So, it's difficult. We need more players, which means we need more money, which means we need to get promoted. But to get promoted, we need more players. So, football management's hard. Right, I need to do something. Tavernier's done really well there. I'm thinking probably Keziah Sterling and Christensen will be looking to bring on in the very near future, especially as Ambrose hasn't been able to put that chance away. Again, earlier in the season he scores there. That's becoming a little bit of a regular occurrence. He's just not as clinical as he was. And you can see, of all the attacking players, he's got the lowest rating again. So I think he's going to be one of the players to make way in a minute. And Scouse is injured, almost on cue. It's only a gashed head. But it's like he's saying, here you go, I'm ready to make way. Put your correct midfield in place now. So, where's Christensen better? I think we'll do that for now. Christensen actually looked like he could play as a deep line playmaker as well. So if this midfield 2 doesn't work, we could always move Hughes back further forward and drop Christensen back. So we've got options there now, which is nice. What we need more than options at the moment is a goal, and it doesn't appear to be forthcoming. So let's make another change. I'm going to make a double change. We'll probably get an injury now, because we always do when I make a double change this early. But we just need to do something. I'm going to make Sterling the more attacking of the two wingers, just to try and get him in the box a little bit alongside Van Wolfswinkel. I'm almost tempted to make it a 2 up top and stick Tommy Orr in behind them, but I don't know if he can do it. I've not tried him there. It seems like a bit of a risk. Should we go attacking? In fact, yeah, let's go attacking, and let's make Orr attacking as well. Let's just push both wingers further forward and try and get something out of this game. We need to get a goal back. Christensen's got the ball there. Back to Tavernier, who finds Christensen again. Tavernier, wow, that is our right back with his first ever goal for the club. What a way to get your first goal, eh? He wasn't one of the ones I've pushed forward either. He's still playing on a support instruction here, and he is getting seriously far forward, and that's on his weaker foot, and that is a lovely finish. Someone did say in the comments that he's got a good free kick on him in real life, so perhaps that's something we need to experiment with. I haven't checked to see if that's replicated in the game, but clearly he's got a bit of a shot on him. Maybe I need to be thinking of making him the more attacking of the two fullbacks. And dropping Knudsen a little bit further back. In fact, should we play with that for the last 15 minutes? Tavernier's having a good game. He's got a shot on him. Let's swap him round. We'll push him on. And we'll do that. See if that makes a difference. Although, as it's 1-1, we should probably drop back to control rather than attacking. Because Cardiff are only 2 places below us in the league. We don't want to leave big gaping holes at the back and let them back into the promotion race. But that's just the game's stopped now, I guess. Nothing more's going to happen. I don't know. We need something, and I'm not sure what the something is. What I've got to keep reminding myself is we're supposed to be finishing lower mid-table. So the fact that we're going through a little bit of a poor patch at the moment, and we're now struggling to stay in the top 4, that's still a really, really, really good season. So trying not to get too disheartened by it. And I mean, it is just a case of first season with me at the club, and we haven't got the players to maintain a consistent push throughout the whole season probably. But that's where we are, 26 games in. We're only 5 points away from top of the table. We're only 1 point away from automatic promotion. And we're 5 points clear of playoffs. So, you know, for the turn of the year, especially when you look at where we were a month into the season, 5 games in, we're second bottom. To get to New Year's Day and be 4th, comfortably 4th, I think that's a pretty decent run of form. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all the future episodes. Tomorrow's episode will be a transfer window roundup, and hopefully two live comms again, provided I don't have any more game-breaking crashes. Oh, have we received some money? Oh, can we buy a goalkeeper? We've received £1.3 million for a player I've never heard of. We've got a little bit of spending money. Well, there you go. You'll find out how I spend that in tomorrow's episode. Thanks very much for watching.